This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some big updates to share with you. The Build Back Better bill is not dead yet. According to Elizabeth Warren, Democrats are going to break it up and pass what's most important. I'll play you the video clip of what she said. I'll go over the latest stimulus check articles like this. For stimulus check 2022, the criteria on how to receive a $1,400 payment in 2022, and the White House is changing its strategy when it comes to President Biden's poll numbers and make a big difference. I'll let you know what that new strategy is. Speaking of new strategies, Pfizer says that there's going to be a new normal life coming in the spring due to their new pharmaceutical strategy to tackle COVID. And when it comes to voting rights, Bernie Sanders is really upset with Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, basically saying he's going to support their primary challengers. And I'll give you an update of what happened with voting rights, do some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below, and I'm giving $200 to my subscribers. I'll talk more about that later on in the video. Also, I want to give a big thank you to everyone who supported me on my other channel, Wise Buys. We just hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. Let's get into the news. So, fourth COVID vaccine still doesn't stop Omicron. So, this is according to a new Israeli study. We heard that the Omicron is just unstoppable. Vaccinated people are getting it. So it makes you wonder what's up with all the vaccine mandates. Is that going to change with this new study coming out? Well, there is a new strategy here. So Pfizer head sees a return to normal life in the spring. Antiviral COVID-19 drugs are seen as the next step in the fight against the virus. So if the vaccines maybe have run their course, now the next step looks like it's going to be a pill. So Pfizer says COVID-19 antiviral pill effective against Omicron in the lab. So just to be clear, they said that they're doing these pills, the tests in the lab, it works. So Pfizer said 3 separate lab studies showed near molnupiravir definitely said that wrong. The drug's main protease inhibitor maintains its effectiveness against Omicron variant of the virus. A protease inhibitor is a class of drugs that stop a virus from replicating. So let me know down in the comments below, would you take the COVID pill compared to the vaccine? Have you taken the vaccine, and would you take the COVID pill next? Let me know your thoughts on all that down in the comments below. So it's a tough time. Why is Biden one of the most unpopular presidents? So President Biden is definitely having a hard time. His poll numbers are really, really low. Seems like they just keep getting lower. Is it because of President Biden? Is it because of the circumstances? What do you think about this? Here is a video clip of how the White House is going to change this strategy.
After major setbacks to President Biden's agenda and a dismal approval rating that just keeps sinking, NBC News reports the White House is plotting a reset and a new strategy to turn things around. The latest poll from Quinnipiac shows President Biden's approval rating has dropped to 33% among U.S. adults. And as President Biden's popularity has plummeted, the GOP has seen a boost. Take a look at this Gallup poll. You can see the percentage of Americans who identify as or lean Republican swung in the GOP's favor over the course of the last year. The Democrats' urgency to reset the president's image comes as he prepares to enter year 2 in office. That comes Thursday. NBC's Carol Lee at the White House with her reporting on the changes being planned.
Shep, this is really what the White House is saying is a communications reset. So senior administration officials have told us that one of the things that they're going to do is not have the president so public about his conversations with members of Congress. So not get in the weeds on negotiating and all of those images that we've seen over the past year of the president going up to Capitol Hill, meeting with lawmakers to hash out the details of legislation. Instead, they say they're going to put the president in a position where he's talking directly to the American people. Now, they don't know what this is going to look like. There's an agreement on the strategy and that this needs to change, but they don't know exactly how they're going to do that.
So what are your thoughts on that? Is there any way to turn his presidency around to get his poll numbers up again? Let me know your thoughts on that. So I guess it seems with the new strategy, they're not going to talk about, I guess, all the meetings with Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, although I don't think President Biden thought it was going to go this far south in terms of results with those meetings. He probably thought everything was just going to get done anyway. But let me know your thoughts on that. So White House dismisses report of new Build Back Better package. So I guess a rumor went out here. So White House spokesman Andrew Bates denied a Reuters report that said the White House is putting together a new package that brings in elements of the roughly $2 trillion Build Back Better bill that has stalled in the Senate, calling it off base, saying Reuters is wrong. We are always in touch with members about this, and the substance and details of this report are off base. So, I don't know. We'll see if that happens. But I don't think there's going to be another Build Back Better, but it looks like it's going to be broken up somehow. So Senator Elizabeth Warren open to breaking up Build Back Better bill to get it across the finish line, to try to get some way to appease King Manchin. Here's a video clip of what Senator Elizabeth Warren is saying, plus a few other things.
And keep in mind, for the people who are dealing with student loan debt, about 40% of them do not have college diplomas. These are people who did what we want them to do as Americans. They tried, but they had babies, they were working 3 jobs, they moved, and they didn't make it. So now they're dealing with student loan debt on what a high school grad makes. Also, think about the racial implications of what we're talking about. We talk about the racial wealth gap in America. It's alive and well right in the heart of the student loan debt problem. African Americans borrow more money to go to school, borrow more money while they're in school, have a harder time paying when they get out. The single thing that President Biden could do all by himself to help close the black-white wealth gap for people with student loan debt, he could close it by 27 points, cancel $50,000 in student loan debt. Same thing for Latinos. This would be a huge difference.
But in so many words, he has said that this is bigger than him. And you're saying that he does have the power.
He has the power. Be big.
So why doesn't this stuff get done? I mean, if you look at the polling, the individual ideas from the Democratic Party, your party, are very popular.
Yeah.
But then you look at Democrats, and often they are not popular. So what's going on here?
Look, part of it is we have a lot of ideas. And we're out there fighting for different pieces of this. Why is Build Back Better so big? It's because basically the train leaves the station only one time a year using reconciliation, where you can get a vote of 50. You can't put things like voting rights on it, but you can put all the economic package together.
But right now the train's not leaving the station at all.
And you are right on that point. So we're going to have to rearrange, in effect, what goes on the train. But let me say this. Offer just a little bit of sympathy for the fact that what we're trying to do is we're trying to fight for everybody. We're trying to fight for our babies. We're trying to fight for our seniors. We're trying to fight for people with diabetes. We're trying to fight for people who need a government on their side. And yeah, we may have tried to load too much onto this train, but by God, I'd rather have people who are trying to fight for the American people out there trying to do it, instead of everybody hanging back and just saying, I tell you what, let's cut deals in the back room and make this thing move smoothly.
Senator Warren, thank you so much for fielding our questions, and thank you for the passion. And thank you for continuing to fight.
Do you think that the Build Back Better broken up will help with it getting passed? Will it get passed at all? Is anything going to get done? I asked that question in yesterday's video, or two videos ago, and a lot of you said no when I asked, is anything going to get done? So Democrats explore changes for child tax credit to win Manchin's favor. Party considering scaling back size of expansion or narrowing number of families eligible for benefits. So this is what Joe Manchin originally proposed. He wanted to have work requirements and income limits for the child tax credit. So Democrats are focused on the child tax credit, probably as one of their more core features of the Build Back Better plan that they want passed. So we could see some restrictions with a child tax credit. So if you got the child tax credit last year, the monthly credit, it may be different this time around. Although there is still the $2,000 child tax credit in place, which you'll get as a one lump sum in 2023 if this doesn't pass. So Sanders calls out Manchin and Sinema ahead of filibuster showdown. So with what's going on with the voting rights, Bernie Sanders not too happy with Manchin and Sinema, saying that he wanted their support. Now Sanders says he may back Manchin and Sinema primary challengers. What that means is that when Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are up for re-election, Bernie Sanders is going to support their opponents for that election. So should be interesting. I guess that's probably the biggest diss in politics that you could have, saying you're not going to support your fellow party member. When it comes to stimulus check news, fourth stimulus check 2022, the criteria on how to receive a $1,400 payment in 2022. So this article came out recently, basically just talking about if you had a baby in 2021, then you're eligible for the $1,400 check there. Also, if you did not receive your child tax or your third stimulus check or any money missing on the 24th, you'll be able to file a rebate recovery credit and claim that. So 24th is when you could get tax returns and file taxes and all that. So for the fourth stimulus check, $2,000 per month to every American petition, currently at 3,019,000 signatures. Still no support. I think Democrats are struggling just to get those two bills, the voting rights and the Build Back Better, somewhat passed, since those were the promises. The big focus is to have that done before the midterm elections. Now, with everything going on, stimulus checks have been used to help with elections, so we may see something happen later on during the year, but at the moment, nothing is going on. So when it comes to the voting rights, Senate opens voting rights debate with legislative defeat looming, sort of like a train wreck happening in slow motion. I think we all see what's happening here, but here's a video clip giving an overall update of what's going on with that.
Has begun debate on two voting rights bills favored by Democrats, but the legislation will likely die perhaps as soon as tomorrow.
Senate Democrats appear to be 2 votes shy of the 50 they need to change the rules so a bill can pass with a simple majority. KTLA 5's Christina Pascucci is live with tonight's new developments. Christina.
Hi, Sharon, Sam. Yeah, we're following this really closely. A lot of people having a short work week, right? But it could feel like a long one, at least for those debating around voting rights on the Senate floor. That heated debate continued today, and the only thing that both sides seem to agree upon is that a lot is at stake.
It is a fight for the soul and the future of America.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the eyes of the nation are on the Senate to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, which would make voting rules that discriminate illegal, and the Freedom to Vote Act.
To increase the ability to vote, do things like making Election Day a national holiday and ensuring early voting.
Members of this chamber were elected to debate and to vote, especially on an issue as vital to the beating heart of our democracy.
Dems say democracy is under attack. 19 states have passed dozens of restrictive voting laws since the 2020 election, like in Montana, which allowed same-day registration the past 15 years, but since 2020 said no more.
Obviously, we had all the controversy with the 2020 election, and there haven't been many demonstrated cases of fraud from that election, but many states, especially states kind of run by Republicans, especially many in the South, have used the past few years to tighten, kind of who can vote.
On Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the icon's granddaughter called for the voting rights bills to pass.
If you're 9 years or older and you look like me, then you will have fewer voting rights on your 18th birthday than America promised you on the day you were born.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell said this is not about the civil rights movement.
This is about one party wanting the power.
He claims the changes Democrats want will do more harm to the election system.
Weakening widely popular voter ID laws and making it harder to produce accurate voter rolls is not about making voting easier. It's about making cheating easier.
Late Tuesday, Senator Schumer vowed to change filibuster rules to move ahead without Republican support. But not all Dems are on board. This is a big test for President Biden, who campaigned to change voting rules.
His view is that it's never a good idea not to shoot for the moon with what your proposals are and what you're fighting for. And the alternative is to fight for nothing.
And Christina, what are the chances that Senators Manchin and Sinema might change their minds about the filibuster and vote with the other 48 Democrats?
Sure, I mean, politics at this point, it's anyone's guess, but everyone from President Biden, Democrat-wise, from him down below, has been lobbying for them to change their minds. So far, they haven't. But one of two things have to happen for this voting rights bill to pass. One, the Democrats have to get 60 votes, which they don't have. Or two, one of those senators have to change their mind. And at this point, it doesn't look like either thing will happen. But we will wait and see. I'll send it back to you.
So far, it doesn't look like the voting rights legislation is going according to Democrats' plans. So Joe Manchin, Kirsten Sinema, still obstacles in the way. Nothing is going to pass without their support. So Democrats have to figure out a new strategy there. I'll keep you updated on what happens. That is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you something that you should really use. If you're like the pool or something and like you get hurt or something, you should just try your best, because sometimes that happens to me too, and it's not really fun. But if you got hurt like that one time, I'm sure you could deal with it, and you can be strong and powerful like how you are. So, bye! Hope you have a great day.
Thank you so much for watching. So as I mentioned before, $200 checks, still have some time to sign up. I have details down in the description below of what to do. Also, thanks again for the support on my other channel, Wise Buys, where I give product reviews. That just hit 1,000 subscribers yesterday, so thank you so much for your support with that. And if you want to check out my latest videos, actually today, yeah, I have a video on my Wise Vibes channel, so you could click up here to check that out. Highly recommend if you want to get in a better mood, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.